Here today by the one, the only. It is, of course, the GOAT of Bellator, one of the men people call the greatest featherweight of all time. It is, of course, Patricio Freire. What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good, my friend. How about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Before we get to the fight, though, you surprised a lot of people at the last Bellator because we heard you speaking in English, and people were like, "Wait a minute, Patricio speaks perfect English." I think you surprised a lot of people.
I know that, but it's a little complicated. I'm just learning yet.
But it sounds like you're learning very quickly, though. I know some people struggle, but you, I mean, you sound very good.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Has it been difficult? Because some languages are more difficult than others. Was it? Did you find English to be difficult?
It's very difficult when I'm cutting weight,
Yeah,
so I avoid to do that. You know?
that's right. So all the interviews before your fight, while you're cutting weight, everything's in Portuguese because I assume
Yeah,
otherwise it's got to be very difficult.
yeah. That's it, man.
So let's talk about this fight a little bit, man. Obviously, it was a great performance. I don't have to tell you that. How do you look back at the performance? I assume you must be pretty happy with the fight.
Yeah, it was like it was planning. Uh, it was about the strategy. We followed that and we did that the
Well,
right way.
was that the plan to get the submission out there? Because I think you surprised a lot of people getting the submission too, because we don't usually see Sanchez, get submitted out there.
When he fall down, I felt he's trying to catch my legs, and I saw his neck, and I tried to do my best movement on the ground, so it was normal, like I said.
So when you get back on your phone after the fight, you get on social media and everything. How did everything look? I assume it must have been crazy. You had all these people reaching out to you.
Always when I finish my fights like this, I have a lot of people talking to me and follow me, on social media. But I don't pay attention to that.
So everybody's saying, they're calling you the greatest Bellator fighter of all time. What does that do for you when you hear those words? Like, obviously, it must feel pretty great to hear stuff like that.
I feel comfortable, but it's like something normal for me because I programmed my life to be the best, and I'm happy that is true now, and they recognize that for sure.
You and AJ McKee, you guys met in the middle of the cage after the fight against Sanchez. What are you guys saying to each other in the middle there?
He was saying that I was already defeated by him, and I looked into his eyes and said, "Hey man, I know you are afraid. You just saw a body in the cage now, and I know you are afraid of me." And he said, "Let's see." And I told him, "If you want, let's do it now. I am with my gloves. The TV is here. Let's fight."
Well, I mean, were you ready to fight? Like, if nobody stopped you, like, were you ready to fight him right then and there in the middle?
Yeah, I was just a warm up.
Yeah. So, what's going through? What are you thinking when he's talking to you and you look at him? Like, what's going through your mind as you're looking at him?
Always, it's about to win the fight,
Okay.
to face uh, good challengers, and make a great victories. You know,
And so, have you talked to AJ McKee before? Like, have you guys seen each other? Have you guys talked before we saw you guys in the cage?
always, and him and his father uh, is looking to me. He always talking shit.
Yeah.
Always, it's like years doing that. Your
But
time
does
is
that,
coming. Something
is
like
that
this.
fun? Is that more fun for you though? Does that add a little excitement knowing that there's something going on there?
I'm focused in my belt, and when they say that to me, it's just I don't care about him. I care about me. But it's good to face someone that want to uh, take it take your belt. He wants my belt, and I want to keep my dream with me. It's it's good.
Do you think that AJ McKee could be your hardest fight? Like, could that be the hardest fight in your career at all, or is there other people that you think were probably a tougher fight than him?
I don't think so. I know his stuff. He's undefeated. But I faced guys like Michael Chandler before. I know the fight was easy, but the challenger was one of the most difficult in my life. He's one division above the mine, and he was the king at lightweight. And I did that. So I know I fought several times against Pat Curran, Daniel Charles, and we made a lot of wars. And AJ McKee is good, but he's not enough for me.
A lot of people said after the fight that you were champion at lightweight, champion at featherweight. A lot of people are saying you could be champion at bantamweight at 135. Is that something that would interest you at all, becoming, the triple champion in Bellator?
Sometimes I think on that, but I don't know if the Bellator has time to do that. We have in the middle of the pandemic, and I know I already beat the bantamweight champion, Juan Chulera, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen after the finals.
Could you make 135? Like physically, could you cut down to 135?
I believe so. I'm not too tall. I'm small, but I'm too strong, and I believe I can do that. It's about the mind.
I know at one point there was this big stuff going on between you and Jose Aldo, where everybody was saying there was a fight that had to happen. I believe you guys had some problems with him. Where do you stand with Aldo? Are you guys still? Is there still something there? Or is that in the past?
Now he's a good guy. I like him, but it's about legacy. Who has more numbers, records, and we are Brazilians, so all time in my life, everyone here is talking to me and saying to me, "Hey, you and Aldo need to fight and see who is the best." And I always told them I am the best. I'm here to prove. I don't care if he's in UFC. I know I'm in Bellator, but if people want to see who is the best, we need to fight. That's it.
I know after the fight, all people were talking about was UFC and how there was all these new fights for you. People were talking about Max Holloway and stuff. Does it bother you when you hear stuff like that? That people are already talking UFC when in reality you have stuff going on with Bellator?
Um, it's it's a little difficult to talk about that because uh, the most of the people is used to watch UFC because UFC uh, is now about like 30 years in the game, and everyone knows Bellator is a new organization, but it's about MMA, not UFC, Bellator, or PFL, one championship. It's about fighters. That's it. You have to think about that.
Do you feel you brought a lot of attention to Bellator after this fight? Because I'm seeing everyone's talking about it. You're doing interviews with ESPN. Like, I feel like with this fight, you brought a lot of attention to Bellator.
Yeah, they changed a lot of things there. It's a new TV, Showtime. In Brazil, it's ESPN. So I know it's getting better now. A lot of people is saying and follow me on social media, asking me on the street things about the sport, and now I believe it's in a better way.
And so you did the featherweight tournament. Do you like the tournament format? It's kind of weird. We don't see it everywhere. Do you like the tournament or do you like just the one fight at a time?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I prefer to fight like this. It's more competitive.
And it feels a little bit like the World Cup and stuff like that, where you can kind of see you win, you fight this next person. Like it adds a little extra excitement for you.
Yeah, for us fighters and for the fans, everyone is looking for the next step of the tournament. People can follow the news and what's gonna happen in the next fight, who you're gonna face. It's more interesting for everyone.
And before we end things, I feel like we have to talk about the AJ McKee fight a little bit. Are you impressed with AJ McKee and the fact that he's undefeated up until now?
He fought several times against guys that uh, haven't no they aren't good, you know. So some guys that he faced weren't good, but he was in the beginning of his career, and I have no problem with that. I know it's normal face someone that uh, doesn't has the same level of you, and now I believe he's okay to fight for the title because he won all that fights during the Grand Prix, and he deserved that now.
And one last question on AJ. Do you think it's going to be the first time he's going to fight someone that's at your level?
Uh he faced Pat Curran, but he isn't in his best shape. I don't know Pat Curran. Now he's retired, so I know he wasn't in his good form. Uh, but he didn't face someone like me. I'm a different animal. He will realize that during the fight.
All right, last question for you. It's an easy one. You're going to hear it a million times, but you have to hear it here as well. How do you see yourself getting the victory against AJ McKee?
Uh, he never fought for 5 rounds. It's going to be very different for him during the training camp, and he will see it's about mentality. You know, he will get injured during the training, and he will face someone that is used to be on that position. And I believe the fight is gonna end quickly because he's gonna try to finish the fight very fast, and me too. But if it don't didn't happen during the fight, I'm gonna take him for a different place that he's not used to go.
All right, well, there we go. It's going to be a great fight. Thank you so much for the time, Patricio. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for doing it in English. I know it's difficult doing things in another language, so I do truly appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm sorry about my English. I'm
Oh no,
trying.
your English is great, man. It's really good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.